Yo, what's good, people? It's your boy Dizzle, and today I'm going to be answering some of your questions in regards to why I do music, what got me into music, and try my best to explain to you the main reason why I actually still make music and content.
What inspired you to start your journey as a rapper?
My journey into music was very much by chance. It was something I got into when I was younger, and I just wrote some lyrics down on a piece of paper, practiced them, and me and my friends all started rapping. So yeah, it was just something that we would do to pass the time, to be honest. It was more for entertainment purposes, not for the internet. This was the days before the internet becoming what we know the internet as now. So yeah, I would say just for fun, man, with my friends, to be honest. That's what mainly got me into music to start with.
How do you define your unique style within the rap genre?
I think the only way to actually define what I do musically is I try to be as unique as possible with what I do. So I'll try to come up with new rhyming patterns, rhyming schemes. I'll try to develop new flows. I will try to push myself. I try my best to be very much unique in what I do. And I think it's also important as an artist to be as authentic to yourself and unique in your own way, because that will make you stand out from the actual crowd as well, you know. I don't really like fitting in. I don't think the term fit in is a term that I could put on my career, because I've always tried my best to push new levels and boundaries and develop new skill sets with music. And I would say what I do basically is unique. There's not really anybody that does what I do the way that I do it, and the way that I deliver some words, and you know, the way that I put my flow patterns together. I would say I have so many different musical influences into my music. It would be hard to say that what I do isn't unique to what I do, you know what I'm saying? So
Which artists or music movements have influenced your creative process the most?
growing up, I listened to a lot of American artists. So I would say I was heavily influenced by the early days of hip hop. And yeah, I would say there's been so many musical influences on what I do that have inspired me to continue with my music. It would be hard to just say one or two people, because there's been so many different influences from so many different genres of music that has got me to a point with my music where, yeah, I would say I'm inspired by music in general, to be honest.
What do you believe sets your music apart from others in the industry?
I don't really watch what other people do with their music. You know, my best advice has always been be authentic to yourself. Try to be as unique as you possibly can, and just know your audience as well. That's very much important. If you know the kind of music that your audience likes from you, keep making that kind of music for your audience, but also push yourself creative wise, so by still making different sounding music.
Can you share the story behind one of your most popular songs or albums?
Judgment Day. When I created Judgment Day, I recorded it at one of my boys' houses in the countryside, bro. This was like countryside. I had to get one of them tiny little, you know, them crazy little tiny buses, yeah, that go from like village to village. Yeah, like man had to get a train, then this bus through the countryside, and I pretty much made my whole mixtape Judgment Day in the countryside. So I think that's a unique experience, because I will never be able to replicate that moment in time, and the hunger that was actually inside me as well, you know, to get on the train for about an hour, then this 40-minute bus ride, like, yo, that was dedication to getting the music done. So yeah, I would say that was something that my audience don't really know about how I made my first mixtape, Judgment Day. And then obviously, since I came onto social media, I just been just grinding ever since, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing this music a long time, and it's for my own entertainment, to be honest. I don't really care about the views. I don't really care. People don't like the music. That's their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I just do me. I don't really watch what other people do. I focus on what I do and try to make sure that while I'm doing what I'm doing, I enjoy doing what I'm doing.
How do you approach writing lyrics and creating beats for your tracks?
Most of the time, it's freestyles. It just comes to my head. And then, yeah, I'm either standing behind a microphone as I'm thinking of these ideas, or I'm recording it some way or another so I can reference it later and actually put it into a song. So yeah, I would say the majority of my songs are made freestyle, to be honest. And for anyone that wanted to actually start to learn how to, write music, I would say just understanding the basic structures of a song is the first fundamental thing you really need to know. From there, the ideas will just start to flow naturally, and yeah, man, that's how some of my best songs have been made, to be honest. Literally just freestyles. And as far as finding the inspiration for the beats, when I actually produce, it's a complete different process to when I'm recording or writing or freestyling. When I produce, I just like to get in my own zone and just play around on the keyboard, to be honest, see what kind of patterns I can come up with, and if I like it, I put it into the beat, add some drums. So yeah, that's basically the process of me making beats. It's very much, I don't know what I'm going to create until I've created it, because I try to make so many different genres blend into one. With the production side of things, it's kind of hard to categorize a lot of my actual music. So yeah, that's what I would say. It's different between my production skills and my recording and writing skills.
What challenges have you faced in the music industry, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest challenge that I faced in the music industry is probably the way that I sound and my skin color. I'll be completely honest with you. Since I came onto social media, like, everyone loves to point out my accent and he do it in a negative way, so it's one of them ones. I would say that's been one of my biggest setbacks with what I was trying to do, because some people won't even listen to what I have to say or listen to the music. They'll just hear the accent and say, yo, you're white, da 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 da. But so yeah, I would also say signing to the label, man. When I was at the label, I wasn't free to actually do what I wanted to do. I was very much told what I can and can't do, when I can release, what I can release, where I have to release it. Being told to go do this show, that show, and all these other shows, and not even really see any financial gain from it. All I really got from the label was a decent music video, to be honest, but even still, the way that they did that was all a bit mad. But yeah, I don't really want to disrespect the label, because it was an experience that I learned from, which is kind of why I'm independent now. I like being able to make what I want, when I want, do what I want. So I would say that was a hurdle that I faced in the music industry. And I'd also say just life in general. Life can get in the way of your career and stuff like that.
Describe a memorable moment or performance that has significantly impacted your career.
The most impactful performance for me, when I actually realized, like, I like performing as well, was when I performed for World Mental Health Day at City Hall in front of like 500 odd people. First time I ever performed. I kind of had a bit of a shaky moment halfway through the song and forgot a line, and then had to like catch back up with the words. But yeah, like that was the moment I realized, I like performing live, but it's also a really daunting feeling, because if you mess up, everyone's gonna see. But my best advice with that is just go out, enjoy your performance, and just have fun. That's my best advice. But that will probably be the most memorable performance. Another one I can give you was when I was at the label. they took me to the show. It was an early morning thing. Like, I'm thinking, early morning thing, I'm a rapper, bro. Like, why are you trying to take me South London at 10 o'clock in the morning? Anyway, we got the train to South London. We walked through like this little housing bit, then through like this woodlands, and then we got to like this big police academy. I'm thinking, oh my days, yo, we're going to perform for the feds. That's what I'm thinking in my head, like, nah, man, they didn't tell me this shit, yeah? Anyway, what basically happened was the NHS, which was in South London, so the South London NHS Trust was looking to work with the labels, so they had hired out a room in this police academy. And I remember, it was like only a little room, to be honest, and I remember the owner of the label come up to me, he's like, yo, perform that song, Still Praying, because it's got a good message at the end of the song. And I told him, yo, I'm not performing the whole song. And he's like, what? I said, yo, look, let me do the little spoken word poetry at the end of that song, because I'd already read the audience and thought that would be the part of the song that they would actually be able to take in, because it's talking about mental health problems, etc. Go listen to the song if you want to hear it. It's called Still Praying. And yo, it worked. From there, I would say that's another memorable performance that I actually did. And the last one was the Christmas festival in Finsbury Park. And yo, I performed at Finsbury Park Christmas festival, which was really fun. I performed with all my friends, and yeah, man, the videos on my YouTube as well. So I would say those are three of my most memorable performances. There was also another performance that me and someone else did when we had to audition for Britain's Got Talent. We got through the first 3 stages, but we didn't actually make it to the live shows. So yeah, I would say that's probably all of my most memorable performances to date.
How do you engage with your audience and fans, both online and during live performances?
I would say the best way to engage with people online is by understanding that they're not just a number behind the screen, they're actually a human being. And I would say the best approach is just the human approach, to be honest. Like, we're all human at the end of the day. That's the best way to approach online social media kind of stuff. Live performance, it's about getting the crowd a bit more hype, you know. Whereas social media, I can make a video and direct people where I want them to go, whether I've just released a song or just wrote a book, you know. So social media is completely different to live performances. Live performances, you want to be your own hype man as well, so you want to get the crowd on board. You don't want a dead crowd, so you got to get them hyped some way or another, you know. As far as online, you could just make a video and give the information that your audience needs to either go listen to a song or watch a video or watch a series. So I would say that's the best way to approach social media and live performances.
What advice would you give to aspiring rappers looking to make a mark in the industry?
I would honestly say just be authentic to yourself, you know. Everyone knows when someone's not being authentic to themselves, because it comes out in the music. People don't really buy into it or believe it, or they're like, yo, I've heard this flow from that person. So you lose credibility with your audience, to be honest, by trying to sound similar to what's commercial at the moment, or you know, what is actually popular online. I would say be authentic to yourself, be unique, stay independent as long as you can. The only time I would honestly say, yo, sign to a label is if they're offering you serious money, and they can actually push your career that next level. That would be the only time I would say sign to a label. Stay independent as long as you can. Try to keep all of your masters, so you collect all your royalties forever. And yo, man, basically just start off small and then build your own studio. That would be my best advice. And yeah, that's how you'll be able to actually start to build a music career, you know. I started off just freestyling, then I got a computer, learned how to do production, learned how to engineer music, my vocals and stuff like that, and got to a point where I would put the music out and people would actually be like, yo, this is alright still. So I would say just keep going, man. If you got a dream, you can make it happen, man. Life is what you make it at the end of the day.